Good afternoon. It's Susan Cook with Rialto Academy and Karen Ekofo with Ekko Title. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
I'm well this afternoon. We're coming to you a little later today because Karen and I both are very busy in the middle of April. I know that you are with settlements and I am with coaching clients, and just couldn't get it together until this afternoon on Monday.
So, it's okay. And it's tax day too, so.
Yes, that too. I filed an extension. I'm going to go ahead and, do it. I just can't face it. I just can't face paying the tax man on the 15th of April.
I put mine in early this year. So I'm like, I'm getting that done. Yes, I did. It was, we learned from the past 3 years. So we have an accountant now, and we check. So I recommend, like, either if you're self-employed or, maybe last year you owed some money or whatever, just check throughout the year, make sure you're doing okay so you don't have this huge bill at the end.
Yes. Yeah. I know.
Never fun.
And I did that for a while when I was selling all the time, and I got off track when I became an employee. Let's not even go there.
Yeah.
So let's go through the talking points today.
Okay.
Topic number 1, register for the DAAR golf tournament to benefit Habitat and Hero Homes on 5/13. Sign up soon as a foursome or individual player for DAAR's charity golf tournament taking place on Monday, May the 13th at the Loudon Golf and Country Club in Purcellville. Captain's choice include hole-in-one, closest to the pin, longest drive contest, networking, and post-tournament award ceremony and reception. Topic number 2, Realtor field trip. Loudon Land Records Deed Research Seminar and Tour on 5/14. DAAR and Loudon's Clerk of the Circuit Court have teamed up to provide a Land Records Deed Research Seminar and Tour on Friday, May the 10th, 3 to 5 p.m. at the Loudoun County Courthouse, 18 East Market Street, Leesburg, Virginia. Now, wait a minute. This has 2 separate dates on here of 5/14 and 5/10. So I'm going to have to get some clarification on that. And I will, next week, I will give a little more clarity on which date it really is. But that sounds interesting. That sounds like a fun thing to go and do.
I would encourage, because it is a bit of a mysterious world, a mysterious world with the clerk, but it's helpful to see, hey, this is where everything's recorded, and, land title searches and all that. It's always good to see.
Yes. Yeah. I would like to see it. I'd like to find out, where it all is and everything. So I'm going to get some clarity on that, and I'll talk about topic number 2 on Monday of next week.
Okay.
All right. Topic 3, Bright MLS, an update on the subdivision normalization project. According to Bright MLS, significant progress has been made in the review of all the subdivisions that were imported from MRIS and the Central PA MLSs. So far, this review has resulted in us normalizing this data by removing the alternate spellings and misspellings of over 138,000 subdivisions.
Oh my.
Over 949,000 listings. Wow. As part of this process, subdivision names are being normalized on listings in search and listing management. That's great news, actually.
Yep.
That's a big job. Okay. Topic number 4, make your voice heard. Apply for a 2020 NAR committee appointment. So this isn't DAAR, this is NAR.
Which is National Association of Realtors.
Yes. Is now accepting applications for volunteers to serve on 2020 committees. This is a unique opportunity to have a direct impact across the country, and we invite you to apply for a committee that you are interested in and passionate about serving. The 2020 committee application website is now open through May the 1st. So go to the Dulles Area Association's website and look over those committee appointments and see if there's something that you might be passionate about, and join a committee. I know that's why I'm coming here to you, because I joined the DAAR Ambassadors Committee, and that is the reason why I bring this information to you every week. So it is, getting involved with the peer group and being informed, in what's going on in our industry. So it's so important to do that, to be involved.
Yep.
Okay, Karen, are you got it for us today?
Yes. So we've had, and it's really interesting, the timeliness. I attended a continuing legal education class. So for us lawyers, that's how we make sure that we stay up to date on current trends and also keep our law license, right? So the CLE that I went to one of the things that it talked about was remote closings. This is something that's been talked about for a while. It's still, I think, a ways off, but they are starting to formulate uniform laws to make it more available. So you may start hearing about remote online notaries. Short acronym is RON, R-O-N, and then in-person electronic notary. Acronym for that is IPEN. But right now it's not quite settled across all of the states. There's only maybe a handful of states that have a law on the books that would allow for this, but still they're working through issues such as, how do we verify that the person is who they say they are, protecting against identity fraud. How can we make sure that the document is sufficient form for the clerks to accept? Right now, even though Virginia does allow for electronic notarizations, my understanding is that the clerks are not really accepting electronically notarized documents. They're not yet sufficient, I think, about feeling comfortable about safeguards that have been followed. So those are still in development. So if someone comes to you, or you hear somebody say, hey, we can do remote online notary, while that is great, you have to make sure, one, that your lender is going to accept it, right? If there's a lender involved, will they accept it? Some lenders do, and it's a very small percentage right now. And then the other hurdle is if it's something that has to be recorded in the courthouse, will the clerk accept that document? And right now, like I said, for Virginia, I'm not 100% certain that they are quite yet in that we're going to accept an electronically signed and notarized document. So those are some things that are still work coming. Maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, we might finally start to see it really gain traction and speed, but it's still very much in the infant stages right now, and for all the reasons that I just said. So
wow. Now I have seen on the Book of Face, other industry professionals say that they just performed a digital signing.
Right.
And you're saying that doesn't necessarily mean that it got recorded.
Correct. Right. So what they did is they would have, it's what we call a hybrid. So they will have, some documents will be digitally signed. Other documents, like your deed of trust, that have to be recorded, those are still physically signed. So you still have to have a physical wet signature with a wet notary. At least I can say for Virginia. Now, there are some states, I think Texas might be one of them. Let me look here real quick. I think Texas has already started implementing this. And so Florida, I think, is looking at it. They don't have anything quite yet, but if Florida and California jump on the bandwagon, then that's going to result in a lot of other states becoming more interested, because you're looking at West Coast and East Coast, and you also look at the volume of transactions that they do. It's possible too. I'm looking at my list here. I don't think. Okay, so New York has something pending, so that's another state to watch if they get on the bandwagon with that. They're a big influencer too. So we'll just keep an eye on it. But yeah, that's probably mostly what happened, is they did a hybrid.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's interesting stuff. Yeah, because we live in a digital world,
right?
You know.
Yep.
And I shared with you, I have sold a house where I never even met the buyer.
Wow.
And you know, he was in Korea, stationed in Korea, and she was in New York, and was not intending on living in the unit, and it was going to be a tier for him because he was getting stationed at Fort Belvoir.
Right.
You know, back when Fort Belvoir was building up, you know, and the Kingstown area was really growing. But anyway, it's interesting stuff. We live in interesting times. And, you know, it's funny how we have to integrate the digital aspects of, and the simplicity, and also the convenience of that with the legalities of what we do, you know, and making sure that, you know, that everybody is protected, you know. So it's crazy. It is crazy. All right. Well, Karen, I know you've got things to go and do. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you, Facebook Land, for joining me yet again. And we'll see you guys again next week.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.